All right. The other news, since we're on hockey, is the Jason Spezza story. And the only difference in the Jason Spezza story from the way we addressed it yesterday was the fact that the GM of the Ottawa Senators, Brian Murray, ended up speaking yesterday. Did that change your opinion? You want to listen to it?
I'd love to listen to it because this was a very interesting thing to me.
Let's listen to it, and then we'll dissect and discuss after hearing what Murray said about Jason Spezza's situation in our nation's capital.
He thinks that the fingers are pointed at him quite often in Ottawa, winning or losing. He gets credit or he gets, blamed, and I think he feels it's time to do something else.
He gets credit when they win. He gets blamed if they lose. Listen, I don't have any ill will towards Jason Spezza whatsoever. The guy has put in a lot of good years for that organization.
Yes, but when do we start ripping guys who don't want to play in Canada?
I completely thank you for going down this road. Listen, there's two ways of looking at this. A, Jason Spezza doesn't want to play in Canada because all the teams in Canada, aside from Montreal, suck.
Right.
B, cowards don't want to play in Canada because it's hard, because it's difficult, because heaven forbid people care about the hockey team. What kind of pro grows up and says, my dream is to play in Nashville, where I can walk into any mall or country bar I want and no one knows who the hell I am? Do you respect that, or do you understand that? Because there's a big part of me that doesn't really respect it.
I understand it. I don't have to respect it if I understand it, though, do I?
Listen, I want you to make a choice.
You can make the same amount of money, have relative anonymity while walking around a great city that is warm all the time. I understand it. If I want to play hockey or baseball or football, I want to do it. I want to win because that's a big part of it. Winning is a big part of it. And I don't want to discount this. But I want to win in the best market possible for that sport. To win in Montreal or Toronto, God forbid, or New York is a lot different than winning in Dallas, Nashville. Name your American city that doesn't really care about hockey. Florida, Tampa.
Name 20.
Okay, sorry.
You can name 20 teams that don't really care about hockey as much as we do.
I understand it, but I don't have to respect it. In fact, I'll pick up today's Sun, Toronto Sun, and hear about Brian Burke talking about this exact thing. I don't give a rat's bleep with their right to be fair. I don't feel like I got abused here by the media. I feel like the treatment was largely fair. Do I feel like some of the stuff was handled in a horse bleep way? Yes, but you're in Canada. People care about hockey. The price you pay is going to get some horse bleep stuff.
First off, Brian Burke complaining about media is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen for a guy who loves the media as much as Brian Burke does.
To be fair about this, like the bashing on the media, he only bashed on 5% of the media, and he did so, you have to give it context, in front of not a media audience.
Am I getting do I get sensitive when people come after the media? Should I relax?
It
was the same with JP.
This
is how I got very sensitive when certain aspects of the media got attacked. And should I just relax on that? Is that a me issue?
Burke says it's a shame when we can't kick the bleep out of 5% of the TO media. That was the quote on the front of the newspaper.
Whatever. What's stopping him, tough guy? Kick their ass. Honestly, you're in the room.
The law.
The law is stopping him.
The law is stopping him.
Right.
Yes, you do to get a little defensive.
I get a little
defensive. I don't know why, because no one really cares outside of us.
Yeah, but like
no one really cares about Brian Burke's relationship with the media.
No, but what I find is you go after the media when things aren't going your way. When things are going your way, the media's fine. When things are going your way, you don't want to kick 5% of their asses. When things don't go well is when it's the media's issue. And that's where I get a little sensitive on that, because a little revisionist history.
But I don't think it's any different in Dallas for football, in New York for basketball, in LA for I don't think any market that cares about that sport, I don't think that's any different.
So what you're saying, that's the price of being a professional in a big market.
Right. And but I also think that Burke says things that no one else will say. And I also think that there are a lot of GMs who do hate the media and hate fractions of the media because there are people that do our job that suck at it.
Yeah, but they like
Right.
the media when they want to leak a story.
Right. But
When
just
they want to get a rumor out there, they like the media.
just like they have people in their job that suck, right?
Are you kidding? How many $50 million contracts are going to get handed out? You're going to trade the guy 6 months later. You don't have to tell us guys suck doing their jobs. We can see it.
I got breaking news here to lighten the mood. I have breaking news to lighten the mood. Sid Seixeiro.
Can I say one thing before we move on? One thing.
Cut the music.
Cut the music. I'm sorry, Tim.
No problem.
You got me riled up. Nut up if you're a real pro in a market that matters and play the damn game. You can't take it, get the hell out. But it speaks a lot to the professionalism of who the hell you are.
Does it speak anything to the fact that was it 2007, Sens went to the Stanley Cup final with Alfredson, Heatley, and Spezza as their top line,
Yeah.
and now all three guys have asked out?
Well, I mean, Alfredson just left,
He left.
but Healy asked out. You're right.
But you know that Alfredson just turned his back
He
on
just
it
turned his back.
because he didn't want to go back.
But he just didn't have to ask. But he left. They all left. Disappointing. Yeah, I mean, it's valid.